Across the silent darkness of the galaxy where stars flicker like old memories and even time seems afraid to breathe, everything stops in one single heartbeat when a blinding signal tears through every communication channel at the same moment, spreading faster than light, slamming into every holoscreen, satellite, war room, classroom, nursery, prison, and palace, forcing every species, every leader, every soldier to look up in confusion as the image appears. Earth burning, its blue oceans turned into boiling white clouds, continents ripped apart like broken stone, the entire planet crying out through firestorms that twist across its shattered crust. And over this horrifying image plays a voice, an old human voice, trembling with age but steady with purpose, whispering like ghost returned from grave, "We return when the sky is ready." In all corners of galaxy people freeze, mothers hold their children tighter, war generals feel cold crawl up their spine. Scientists stare in disbelief because everyone knows one thing taught for centuries: humans are extinct. They disappeared after the final war, erased from existence. Their home world turned into tombstone floating cold and dead. So how can a dead species speak? Fear spreads like infection. Panic rises on thousands of planets. And before anyone can breathe again, more horror unfolds. Astronomers from dozens of star observatories begin reporting something impossible, something terrifying. Sector Null, a dead region near galactic rim, a region darker than space itself, begins pulsing like a heartbeat. At first heartbeat slow, one pulse every few minutes, like something deep inside darkness exhaling after centuries of silence. Then pulse grows faster, stronger, louder. Instruments cannot explain it because no life, no star, no planet should exist in Sector Null. It is a cosmic graveyard filled with collapsed suns and drifting black dust that eats signal and light. Yet now, it beats. Across the galaxy, research stations zoom sensors toward the region, calculating gravitational shifts, dark mass fluctuations, radiation bursts, until suddenly their screens explode with readings that force astronomers to scream for commanders. 500,000 identical energy signatures appear all at once inside Sector Null. Numbers so huge they break half the computers instantly. Reboot attempts fail. Backup systems overload. Commanders stare at screens pale and shaking, whispering, 500,000 ships. No one answers because no one knows. Galaxy's strongest militaries pull fleets to defensive borders, fearing invasion. Politicians call emergency meetings. News networks crash from overload. Children cry seeing the burning Earth replay again and again on screens. Elders whisper ancient prophecies they hoped were myths. Meanwhile, buried under Earth's crust, so deep that even Dominion bombardment centuries ago couldn't reach it, an ancient bunker hums awake. Stone cracks, dust falls. A single door, sealed shut for 300 years, slides open for the first time, releasing freezing mist into empty caverns. A flickering holoprojector activates, showing last human high commander standing in ruined command room, armor cracked, blood on forehead, voice heavy like final heartbeat of dying world. If extinction takes us, our fleet will rise for our children's revenge. The message repeats through bunker chambers like cry from grave, echoing truth galaxy tried to bury. Humans did not die because they were weak. They died because galaxy feared their strength. But now that strength awakens. Sector Null tears open as if fabric of space ripped apart by unseen claws. One rift opens, then 10, then thousands, until 500,000 hyperspace rifts burn bright like wounds in universe. Out of each rift emerges a shape, long, sleek, terrifying, glowing from core with cold blue light, human warships, but not warships from old era. These are something newer, sharper, far more advanced. Their hulls made from dark rift metal unknown to any alien science, their engines humming like beating hearts. Thousands become tens of thousands, tens become hundreds, until void filled with colossal human fleet stretching across entire starfield like second galaxy created overnight. Galaxy watches in paralyzed horror. Children clutch screens. Generals mutter prayers. Leaders break into sweat. Traders shut down routes. Even pirate groups hide in remote moons. Because this fleet is not just big. It is impossibly organized, every ship moving with precision perfect down to millisecond. Like 500,000 blades being lifted by one invisible hand. Yet through all this overwhelming display of power, humans say nothing. Not one transmission. Not one identification code. Not even static. The silence becomes the most terrifying sound Galaxy ever heard. In war rooms across species, admirals scream, send diplomatic signals. Thousands of greeting codes fired toward human fleet. No answer. Governments broadcast peaceful gestures. No answer. Religious groups pray loudly to whatever gods listen. No answer. The only sound is cold hum of 500,000 human engines. Silent. Steady. Unimaginably powerful. And then, the sky changes. In the center of human armada, a new shape emerges from the deepest rift. At first only shadows. Then outline. Then form, the human command ship, so massive its length dwarfs moons, hull covered in golden fractures glowing like scars sealed by ancient fire. Its presence alone makes nearby planets feel gravitational ripple like heartbeat of giant. Inside command core cryopods open one by one with soft hisses, releasing steam. Inside these pods lie humans, but not humans as Galaxy remembers. These humans are taller, stronger, their bones reinforced with adaptive nanites, their eyes glowing faint silver from cryoconditioning. They look like warriors shaped by extinction itself. One by one, officers step out, breathing air of ship that kept them alive through centuries of sleep. Each officer carries memory implants filled with last moments of Earth. Cities falling, children crying, skies burning red, and every breath they take feels like fire rising in veins. Admiral Leon Everhart opens final pod, stepping forward slowly, tall figure casting shadow across command deck. He sees hologram of Earth, once beautiful blue, now black crater, and grief flashes in his eyes like thunderstorm trapped behind steel. He whispers, almost broken, "How long has it been?" AI voice Echian answers, 314 years since fall of Earth. Justice protocol pending. Admiral lifts head slowly, resolve hardening into iron, activate protocol. Command ship lights shift from blue to blood red. Across entire armada, ships mimic color instantly. Thousands of hull symbols glow fiercely. Engines roar. Weapons charge. 500,000 warships prepare for coordinated movement. Still no message sent outward. Still no acknowledgement. Just silence heavy like weight of universe preparing to break. Galaxy leaders plead, "Please speak to us." Humans do not. Galaxy militaries posture ships. Humans do not react. Galaxy races debate if humans want peace or war. Humans do not clarify. Finally, sky explodes with powerful broadcast from human command ship. A voice cold and calm, but carrying centuries of pain, loss, and rage inside it. A voice heard across 32,000 inhabited systems at once. A voice that shakes bone and soul. Human voice. Human judgment. Human return. Justice protocol activated. The sentence repeats only once. But universe itself trembles. Leaders break down crying. Soldiers feel breath freeze. Scientists drop instruments. Civilians hide in homes. Criminal syndicates panic. Every species, every world, every child understands instinctively. Humanity did not return as refugees. Humanity did not return as explorers. Humanity did not return as victims. Humanity returned as reckoning. Their screen transmissions around Galaxy zoom into Sector Null. People see the human armada spreading out like eclipse of stars. 500,000 ships blocking entire region of sky, glowing red like coming storm. A storm born from extinction, carried across time, unleashed now upon Galaxy that once betrayed its fragile species. Humanity's silence no longer emptiness. Silence becomes promise. Silence becomes warning. Silence becomes thunder waiting to strike. The moment the human transmission ends, just 4 terrifying words, Justice Protocol activated. A wave of fear moves across the galaxy so fast it feels like oxygen has turned into ice. Entire planets fall into silence as billions stare at the sky knowing something ancient, something unstoppable, something that should have remained buried in time has awakened, and no one knows who will survive its return. In star fortresses, soldiers begin shaking as holograms show 500,000 human warships shifting formation, moving with precision that no living fleet has ever achieved. each ship turning like part of single organism, like universe-sized beast stretching its wings after centuries of sleep. Civilizations that once considered themselves undefeatable suddenly feel small, very small, because humans are not acting like species. Humans are acting like force of nature. And when nature returns angry, nothing stands in its way. Across Council Hall, the central political heart of galaxy, delegates scream at each other with panic breaking their voices. Some yell, "Open negotiations," others cry, "Evacuate border worlds," and older ones whisper, trembling, "We should have never destroyed Earth." But before anyone decides anything, a new alert explodes across every screen. One human warship breaks formation and moves forward alone, its engines glowing blue-white like star melting at edges. Council thinks this is attack. Sirens burst. Shields activate. Armies prepare for death. But ship does not fire. Instead it projects something far more painful, a memory. The image fills entire council chamber. It is Earth. Not burning. Not destroyed. But alive. Green. Blue. Beautiful. Children laughing at beach. Cities humming with life. Families walking under warm sunlight. Music playing in open markets. Hope shining in tiny hands of people who believed future belonged to them. Delegates watch silently, throats tight, because they see something galaxy always forgot. Humans were not monsters. Humans were dreamers, builders, artists, parents, children. A species that loved too deeply and fought too fiercely for anyone to understand. And then image changes, shows fire raining from sky, alien fleets bombing cities, oceans boiling, humans running for shelter, mothers covering children as shockwaves rip buildings apart, fathers screaming names of families lost in smoke. Delegates cover their faces crying as they watch Earth die again. Not as political event, not as strategic loss, but as genocide. In that moment galaxy realizes something terrifying. Humans did not return for power. Humans returned for justice. Justice for children who never grew up, for cities turned to ash, for a home erased from stars. Back in Sector Null, Admiral Everhart stands on command deck, eyes fixed on hologram of galaxy map slowly turning red as Justice Protocol marks worlds connected to Earth's destruction centuries ago. His officers stand quietly, breathing slow, carrying weight of extinction inside their hearts. They are not angry. They are wounded. Deeply. Pain so old it became part of their bones. Everhart slowly lowers his hand onto command panel. Voice soft but sharp like blade dipped in sorrow. Begin identification sequence. Instantly human fleet spreads like tidal wave. Scanners sweeping across galaxy not to locate enemies. No, scanners search for truth. Truth of who ordered Earth's destruction. Truth of who fired first shot. Truth of who manipulated galaxy into war against humans centuries ago. And truth appears quickly. A single species. A single empire. A single name glowing red across hologram. The Vorel Syndicate. A species long forgotten by many. A species powerful 1,000 years ago. A species that vanished suspiciously after war with humanity. But humans never forgot them. And now they were found. As soon as name appears across human command room, every officer lowers head for moment of silence. Not for Vorel, but for humans they lost. For billions who turned to dust. For families whose last moment was scream swallowed by fire. Moment so heavy even ship engines seem to quiet down as if honoring the dead. Then Everhart lifts eyes, grief burning into determination. Prepare strike route. Across galaxy panic turns into terror. Vorel systems activate full shields. Military leaders shout orders. Civilians rush into bunkers. Every Vorel world prepares for last stand. But they know, deep inside, they cannot win. They have numbers, technology, war factories. But humans have something different. Something ancient. Something unstoppable. Pain. Purpose. Memory. Meanwhile, civilian planets not connected to Vorel Syndicate watch human fleet not moving toward them and relief hits like breath saved for years. But fear stays because they know, after Vorel, who is next? Will humans forgive rest of galaxy? Or will judgment blanket all stars? Inside human flagship, Everhart stares at final screen. Earth's shattered image floating next to names of Vorel leaders responsible for its fall. He places hand on screen gently, like touching grave of someone he once loved. His voice breaks for first time. We were not ready then. We are ready now. AI whispers, fleet awaiting full command. Everhart steps forward onto command platform. Armor glowing red with ship's lighting. Eyes cold and bright like star about to explode. Crew watches him, not as leader, but as embodiment of species that refused to die. He gives single order, soft but carrying weight of extinction. All ships, advance. Human armada begins moving forward, 500,000 engines shaking fabric of reality. Hyperspace trails ripping open sky like claws dragging light itself. Galaxy watches movement through millions of broadcasts. Children cry, adults pray. Soldiers grip weapons tighter though they know they are useless. A fear deeper than war rises. Humans are not here to negotiate. Humans are not here to threaten. Humans are here to finish a story interrupted centuries ago. As Armada accelerates, Vorel Empire sends desperate transmissions. Humans, we regret our actions. Please discuss peace terms. It was ancient mistake. We were misled. We surrender. Please stop. But humans do not respond. Not because they are heartless, but because their dead cannot speak. And humans speak for dead heirs. The human armada tears across the stars like a burning river of vengeance. 500,000 engines roaring together in deep synchronized thunder. The galaxy watches helplessly, knowing no plea, no negotiation, no apology can stop what is coming, because the storm humanity brings is not simple war. It is centuries of buried grief rising all at once. The Vorel Empire, once proud, once feared, once responsible for Earth's death, now trembles like child cornered by fire. Their war rooms glow red with emergency alerts, admirals shouting orders with shaking voices, civilians flooding shelters, families holding each other tightly wondering if this is last moment they will ever see sky again. But even as Vorel defenses activate, there is something deeper, something darker happening on human flagship. A silence so heavy it feels like gravity crushing the heart. Inside command chamber, Admiral Everhart stands before holographic timeline of Earth's final hours, face illuminated by flickering red light, and behind him hundreds of officers watch quietly, each carrying a piece of extinction in their eyes. AI Ekian displays images recovered from ancient human satellites, charred cities, broken monuments, people running beneath burning clouds, children clinging to parents as fire rains from sky, and the officers watch everything, not flinching, not looking away, because these memories are not history. They are wounds carved into their DNA. One officer, Lieutenant Mara Solon, steps closer, her voice low and trembling. Sir, why didn't they stop? Why did they destroy everything? We sent peace signals. We begged for mercy. Everhart closes his eyes for a moment, grief tightening his chest, and answers with voice heavy like weight of dead world. Because mercy was weakness to them. Our kindness became their weapon. Mara lowers her gaze. Tears blur her vision as she remembers memory chip implanted in her mind. Image of small human girl holding stuffed toy while city collapses around her. She doesn't know who the child was. Could be ancestor. Could be stranger. But pain feels real, sharp, like blade under heart. She thinks quietly, this is why we wake. This is why we fight. Human ships continue advancing in perfect formation, each vessel glowing red as laser cores charge with ancient protocols. Across observatories on peaceful planets, scientists whisper in awe and terror while analyzing the fleet's coordinated movement. No single species has ever controlled this many warships with such precision. Not even machines move like this. It's as if entire fleet shares one will, one heartbeat. And maybe they do. Humanity's pain is thread connecting them all. Meanwhile, in Vorel capital, Chancellor Rahator struggles to stand straight as images of human armada fill war room screens. His advisors plead, send surrender message. Deactivate border defenses, show goodwill. Offer reparations. Rahator shakes his head violently, eyes wide with fear, voice cracking, you fools. These are humans. They don't want surrender. They want judgment. And he is right. But even he does not understand depth of judgment coming. Back on human flagship, Admiral Everhart whispers to his officers, "Display Target 0." The hologram shifts, revealing First World human fleet intends to confront Vorel Prime, birthplace of empire that massacred Earth. The room grows colder. Officers straighten. Even Ekian lowers its vocal output as if honoring moment. Everhart places hand on projection of Vorel Prime, fingers brushing outline of planet that once celebrated Earth's destruction. His voice breaks slightly. "This world cheered when ours died." A young human cadet named Orion Vale steps forward despite trembling legs. "Sir, do we eliminate them?" Everhart turns slowly, looking deeply into Boy's eyes, seeing innocence humanity once lost. Everhart's voice, soft but sharp, answers, "We eliminate only those who built the fire that burned our home." Orion nods, something unlocking inside him, resolve replacing fear. As Armada approaches outer Vorel system, tension thickens across galaxy. News channels broadcast non-stop. Some species pray humans will show restraint. Others beg council to intervene. Others, secretly relieved, hope humans destroy Vorel for old grudges. But no one, absolutely no one, can stop what arrives next. Human fleet halts suddenly at border, stretching across entire star system like steel horizon. Silence returns. Red lights dim. Engines quiet. For moment it looks like peace. Like hesitation. Like mercy. But then, the flagship opens communication channel, not to Vorel leaders, but to entire galaxy. Everhart appears, face solemn, eyes burning with centuries of memory. His voice calm, deep, emotional enough to shake millions. "We stood alone when fire consumed our home. We begged for understanding. We offered peace. You answered with annihilation. Today we do not come as conquerors. We come as memory, as justice long denied. We will strike those who murdered our world. And only them. Those who remained neutral need not fear our return. But those who applauded our death, your time is over." Galaxy freezes. Even Vorel soldiers swallow hard, knowing fate sealed. But something unexpected happens. Everhart's voice softens, heavy with sadness, not rage. "We did not rise to destroy. We rose because our dead cannot speak." In command deck, several officers' eyes fill with tears. Orion Vale places hand over chest, whispering oath old as earth, "For the fallen." Others echo softly. Fleet hums louder as if answering oath. Then Everhart gives order that echoes across universe, "Prepare memory strike." No one knows what memory strike is. Not even history books describe it. But humans know. And Vorel will soon understand. Across entire human armada, thousands of ships open side panels revealing long cylindrical devices glowing pale blue. These are not bombs. Not lasers. Not missiles. They are memory transmitters capable of projecting truth into atmosphere of target world. Not lies. Not propaganda. Truth. Pure, unfiltered memory of Earth's destruction. And humans will make Vorel Prime witness Earth's final breath before judgment comes. Inside Vorel capital, civilians scream as sky suddenly fills with blue mist-like energy. Everyone sees Earth's cities dying. Everyone hears human children screaming. Everyone feels heat of fire that once consumed humanity. Billions fall to knees, crying, trembling, begging forgiveness humans cannot hear. Their cries echo across streets, palaces, shelters. Mothers hold their children tight, saying, "Forgive us, we didn't know." But it is too late. Vorel leaders stare blankly at memories they caused, horror twisting their faces. One minister collapses, whispering, "We thought humans weak. We were wrong. We created this storm." Back on flagship, Everhart watches memory strike unfold, jaw clenched, eyes misty. Mara Solon stands beside him, tears streaming down her face, whispering broken words. They needed to see. They needed to know what they stole from us. Everhart nods softly. Justice starts with truth. And now truth is delivered. When memory strike ends, Vorel Prime falls into hollow silence. A silence of guilt. A silence of fear. A silence that only comes when one finally understands the weight of sins committed centuries ago. Human fleet remains still, waiting. Watching. Judging. Galaxy holds its breath as Everhart steps forward again, lifting hands slowly toward final command seal. His voice barely above whisper, but powerful enough to echo across all species listening. For Earth, begin Phase 2. And as 500,000 human warships shift formation into attack pattern, the galaxy realizes something chilling. This is not revenge. This is not rage as the human armada shifts into attack formation. 500,000 warships glowing red like a rising wall of fire. The galaxy goes silent, not peaceful silent, but the silence of prey watching predator step into cave. The silence of storm before lightning strikes. The silence of truth too heavy to run from. Every star system watches the broadcast with breath trapped in their throats as Admiral Everhart stands unblinking on command platform. Face carved with the weight of billions lost. Eyes fixed on Vorel Prime like a man staring at the grave of the world he once loved. Screens across human flagship begin replaying Earth's final moments. Not just memories now but tactical overlays. Which fleets struck first, which Vorel cruisers breached atmosphere, which warheads detonated cities. Officers watch quietly, no anger in their eyes, only grief sharpened into blade edge. Some bite their lips to keep from crying. Others place hands over consoles as if touching ghosts. Everhart raises hands slowly, signaling fleet AI to open final memory file. When it plays, even strongest human officers flinch. The image of a young girl standing on rooftop of collapsing city, holding a small blue flower while sky burns around her. She closes her eyes, whispers something unheard, and disappears in explosion of white light. Mara Solan covers her mouth, tears falling freely. Orion Vale clenches fists until knuckles bleed. And Everhart's jaw tightens, because that girl was real. She became symbol of extinction. She became reason for Justice Protocol. Across Vorel Prime, sky still glows faintly from memory strike. Citizens stand outside homes with hands over heads, shaking with guilt and horror. Parents hug children and whisper apologies for sins generations old. Leaders hide behind blast-proof doors, knowing no bunker, no wall, no shield can stop a storm forged from extinction. They watch human ships move like living lines of red lightning, splitting into precise battle wings, every formation perfect, every maneuver synchronized as if guided by one massive heartbeat. Vorel military tries one final attempt. They launch drone fleet toward human armada, thousands of small, fast, needle-like ships meant to overwhelm larger vessels. It is their last desperate hope. But humans do not even move. Instead, a faint shimmer appears around armada, quantum shield nets activating. Drones hit barrier, disintegrate instantly, leaving only ashes. Officers on Vorel Bridge stare in horror as their strongest tactic fails like child throwing stones at mountain. Admiral Jertan, highest surviving Vorel commander, whispers brokenly, "We cannot win. We cannot even understand them." Back in human command ship, Everhart watches destruction of drone fleet without reaction. Voice quiet, they still think this is war. Mara looks at him through tears, confused, "Sir, isn't it?" Everhart turns, and for the first time officers see something incredibly rare. Soft sorrow in his eyes, deeper than rage, deeper than vengeance. "No," he whispers, "war ended centuries ago. This is sentencing." Orion shivers at those words, because they feel heavier than explosions, heavier than stars collapsing. As fleet glides forward, passing through remains of drones like fog, Everhart gives next order, deploy Guardian detachments. Instantly, 50 massive ships detach from armada, positioning themselves around outer edges of Vorel system. These ships have no weapons. They carry evac pods, medical hatches, atmospheric stabilizers. They are not here to kill civilians. They are here to protect them. Galaxy gasps. Vorel citizens break into tears. Even some human officers blink in shock. Everhart explains, voice steady, "Our judgment is for those who started the fire, not those born in its shadow." Mara's voice trembles, "So we save civilians?" He nods. "We avenge children by refusing to become murderers." Orion feels heart swell, chest heavy with mixture of pride and grief. Humanity did not rise to destroy innocent lives. They rose to prevent new Earths from dying. But judgment still must fall. And Vorel leaders know it. Vorel Prime begins evacuation. People rushing toward Guardian detachment ships with hands raised. Children crying, elderly trembling, mothers screaming names of missing sons. Human med teams activate, drones dropping water packs and oxygen masks, emergency lights guiding civilians into safe zones. Vorel citizens look at humans not with hatred, but with stunned disbelief. A species they tried to wipe out is now saving their families. Some fall to knees, sobbing, whispering, "We don't deserve this." But judgment has two sides: mercy for innocent, fire for guilty. In deep underground command bunker of Vorel High Council, remaining officials argue violently. Some demand surrender. Some demand martyrdom. Some scream to destroy all information related to Earth's attack. But before they finish, bunker walls rumble. Human strike teams enter city perimeter. These are not normal soldiers. These are death welders awakened from centuries of cryo-sleep. Armor black as void. Eyes glowing faint silver. Movements silent as shadow. Resolve harder than steel. They walk calmly through ruins of old Vorel defenses, retrieving data cores, capturing high-ranking commanders, disabling weapon stations without killing guards. Their efficiency terrifies everyone who sees them, because humans fight like species that has nothing left to lose. Meanwhile, orbit above Vorel Prime becomes battlefield of truth. Human ships activate retaliation arrays, massive cyclonic energy beams capable of slicing through entire fleets. When Vorel attempts to launch their main dreadnoughts in last-stand effort, one human ship fires a single beam. Silent, clean, white-blue, an entire Vorel dreadnought disintegrates in 3 seconds. No explosion. No sound. Just dust. Galaxy leaders watching holograms feel their hearts stop. This is not weapon. This is extinction made visible. Inside flagship, Everhart lowers head, whispering to image of Earth on display, "We warned them. We begged them. We trusted them. Never again." Mara steps beside him quietly, voice cracking, "Sir, when does judgment end?" Everhart takes long breath, eyes softening into sorrow that feels like universe collapsing inside one man. "Judgment ends," he says slowly, "when our dead finally sleep." Fleet receives final locking coordinates, underground council chamber, main command fortress of Vorel leaders. They caused Earth's fall. They started the war. They signed extermination order. And now they face judgment as human strike pods descend from ship bellies, burning blue trails through sky. Vorel citizens watch from shelters, crying silently. They know justice is coming not for them, but for those who built empire on bones of Earth. One mother, holding child close, whispers through tears, "Humans, we were wrong about you." But above her, in dark clouds lit by red glow of human engines, one truth becomes clear to entire galaxy. Humanity does not destroy because of anger. Humanity destroys because they remember, and some memories burn hotter than any star as human judgment closes in on Vorel High Council. The galaxy holds its breath as if the entire universe has forgotten how to inhale. 500,000 human warships hover above Vorel Prime like a red storm frozen in sky, their engines humming with deep, ancient sorrow, their hulls glowing as though filled with the ghosts of Earth's final screams. On the ground, the last Vorel leaders huddle inside their fortified chamber. Faces pale, hands trembling, voices cracking as they argue helplessly about fate they brought upon themselves. They listen to thunder of human strike pods landing across city, each impact shaking bunker walls like heartbeat of executioner approaching slow but certain. Screens show aerial footage of human soldiers advancing in silent formation, their armor reflecting firelight from burning Vorel structures, their eyes cold with memories of worlds lost. One official sobs into his hands, whispering, "We destroyed children. We destroyed families. We destroyed a world." Another slams fist on table, trying to regain authority, but fear drowns every word. No one can command anymore. No one can undo the past. Judgment is already here. Above them, human strike teams move through city with terrifying precision. No wasted motion, no unnecessary harm. They disable weapon batteries using EMP bursts, capture soldiers with stun fields, protect civilians with shielding drones. Their discipline terrifies Vorel officers who once believed humans were primitive and weak. Now humans move like shadows carved from fire and steel, every footstep echoing centuries of pain carried in silence. In one destroyed street, Lieutenant Mara Solon bends to lift a wounded Vorel child from rubble, her hands gentle despite armor weight. The child cries, terrified, expecting death. But Mara whispers softly, "We don't hurt innocents. We don't repeat your leader's sins." Tears fall down her face as she carries child to evacuation zone, memories of Earth's lost children flashing like lightning inside her mind. Nearby, Orion Vale stands guard, eyes scanning ruins, jaw tight with rage he tries to hold down. He watches Mara comfort the child and whispers to himself, "This is who we were, and who we must be again." His voice trembles. "We cannot let pain turn us into monsters." Deep inside command ship, Admiral Everhart watches their every move with heavy heart. He sees acts of mercy, acts of restraint, acts of pain forged into responsibility. But he also knows mercy must never be mistaken for weakness again. He turns toward hologram showing Council bunker location. Massive underground fortress surrounded by energy shields and reinforced steel built specifically to withstand nuclear fire. But humans do not need nuclear fire anymore. They have technology evolved beyond galaxies' understanding. Everhart lifts hand and a spherical device emerges from platform. Quiet, small, glowing faint white. The Truth Core, a relic from final days of Earth designed not to destroy, but to reveal. It can penetrate walls, extract memories, display actions of individuals with perfect accuracy. No lies. No excuses. No escape. When Everhart activates it, the truth begins pouring into command screens. Images of Vorel High Council decades ago, laughing as Earth burned, clinking glasses while watching human cities explode, signing extermination orders with pride. Officers on human bridge watch in disgust, tears mixing with fury. Even AI Ekian lowers volume, as if machine itself refuses to watch cruelty in silence. Everhart's voice breaks, deep and steady. They celebrated our extinction. His eyes harden. No more. Back in bunker, alarms scream as human strike teams weld through final barrier. Vorel leaders scream orders, panic, cry, beg. Some fall to knees. One tries to shoot himself but weapon is stopped midair by EMP burst. Heavy doors slide open with hiss of death, and Deathwelder soldiers step inside. 10 armored humans, silent as night, walking forward with slow, steady steps. Council members stumble backward until their backs hit wall, faces twisted with terror. The lead human removes helmet, Orion Vale. His young face filled not with rage, but with sorrow deeper than any cruelty could inflict. He speaks with voice hollowed by memory. "You killed a world that never threatened you." One Vorel counselor collapses, sobbing, "We were wrong. We were told lies." Orion steps closer, eyes burning. "You told the lies." Another counselor screams, "We feared humans. You were unpredictable, untamed." Mara enters bunker, her voice sharp as blade. "We were alive. That was our crime." Silence falls heavy. The kind of silence that grows inside graves. Then Orion activates Truth Core, projecting holograms into bunker, images of Earth's final destruction, screams echoing against metal walls, faces of dying families reflected in terrified eyes of Vorel leaders. Each leader watches their own orders, their signatures, their speeches encouraging genocide. Some try to look away. Truth Core forces them to face it. Some scream. Some faint. Some whisper apologies that feel like dust in air. But humans do not raise weapons. They let truth burn them first. Outside, human fleet opens transmission to entire galaxy, showing Vorel's crimes, their lies, their betrayal. Billions of watchers gasp, weep, clutch loved ones. Children hide behind parents. Soldiers drop weapons. Leaders lower heads in shame. Humanity is not waging war. Humanity is revealing truth galaxy buried under fear. Back in bunker, Orion finally speaks verdict, voice steady despite pain inside him. "You will not die by our hands. You will live to face justice." Council members collapse in disbelief. Humans refuse to kill them. Mara adds, "Death is mercy. You don't deserve mercy. You deserve truth." Human soldiers take them into custody with magnetic cuffs, not brutality. Judgment is not revenge. Judgment is preservation, preserving galaxy from repeating Earth's destruction. Above, Everhart watches escort footage with quiet pride and quiet sorrow. "Our dead can finally rest," he whispers, hand brushing hologram of burning Earth one last time. But grief lingers in his eyes. No victory will bring Earth back. No justice can rebuild lost childhoods. Yet something changes in that moment. Galaxy sees humans not as threat, but as guardians forged by tragedy. Someone whispers across broadcast channels, "They do not kill because they can. They spare because they remember." As Vorel High Council is transported to tribunal ships, Everhart steps forward, giving final order of judgment phase, deactivate red protocols. Begin reconstruction cycle. 500,000 ships dim their red lights, turning soft blue, color of morning and hope. The storm begins to calm, but weight of what comes next hangs heavy. Humans have delivered truth, justice, restraint, and fire where needed. But next question grows across galaxy like rising sun. As the captured Vorel High Council is escorted toward the tribunal ship, the galaxy watches with trembling silence, trying to understand a truth that feels too heavy to accept. The species they tried to erase, the species they mocked as weak, the species whose home they burned, has not only returned, but returned with a strength deeper than vengeance, a discipline sharper than war, and a mercy more powerful than any weapon. Above Vorel Prime, the 500,000 ship human armada hovers like judgment frozen in the sky, now glowing soft blue as red lights fade, showing galaxy that the storm is ending, but the scars it reveals will echo for centuries. Inside human command flagship, Admiral Everhart stands alone before giant hologram of Earth, rotating slowly, black scars across continents shining like shattered memories. His hand reaches toward it without touching. His voice falls to whisper, "We held the line, even when we were gone." Behind him, Mara Solon and Orion Vale approach quietly, their faces reflecting exhaustion, pain, and something new, hope mixed with fear of what comes next. Mara's voice shakes, "Sir, the tribunal awaits your final order." Everhart does not turn. He stares at Earth hologram, eyes misty. "They must face the galaxy they deceived," he says softly. "Our justice is not death. Our justice is truth." Meanwhile, on Vorel Prime, a strange scene unfolds. Human soldiers helping civilians rebuild collapsed buildings, distributing food packs, directing evacuation routes, stabilizing infrastructure. Vorel citizens stare in shock as death welders, those they once called monsters, carry their wounded, heal their sick, shield their children from falling debris. One elderly Vorel woman grabs Mara's wrist and cries, "Why? Why help us after what we did?" Mara kneels beside her, tears shining in her eyes, answering with voice trembling from centuries of inherited grief. "Because when our world burned, no one came. We will not let another world face silence." The old woman collapses into her arms, sobbing. For first time since memory strike, Vorel people feel something they did not expect, love from those they wronged. That pain heals deeper than any weapon wounds. Across galaxy, over 32,000 systems receive live tribunal feed. Vorel High Council standing trial inside transparent cell suspended in center of massive human courtroom. No shackles. No torture. No cruelty. Just truth. The truth core projects their crimes, timings, signatures, videos, secret meetings, genocide orders. Dead Earth screams echo through chamber, breaking even coldest hearts. Council members fall to knees, begging for forgiveness that cannot come from humans alone. Apology must come from galaxy. Delegates watching the broadcast weep openly. Even children cry seeing Earth die. Entire species begin sending messages to humanity. "We did not know. We were misled. We believed lies." Some messages say, "We are sorry." Some say, "We will stand with you." For first time in history galaxy sees humans not as threat, but as survivors who deserved better. Suddenly tribunal hall dims, and AI Ekian announces, Voting complete. Verdict reached. Galaxy holds breath. Even Everhart closes eyes as lights rise again. Vorel High Council is sentenced, not to death, but to lifetime reconstruction service under human oversight across worlds destroyed by their wars. A sentence harsher than execution. A sentence that forces them to rebuild what they destroyed. Galaxy cheers. Some weep. Some bow heads. Some whisper, "This is true justice." But something bigger happens. Something Galaxy never expected. As tribunal ends, camera shifts to human armada. Engines pulse brighter. Formation expands. Ships spread across sky forming massive pattern. Lines curving, lights shifting colors. Entire fleet reorganizing into symbol only humans recognize. The crest of old Earth, the rising phoenix. Billions gasp. Children point at sky. Even Everhart stumbles slightly, breath catching in throat. Humanity is declaring rebirth. Not as forgotten survivors. Not as scattered lost species. But as force of unity, guardians forged through ashes. Broadcasts overflow with messages. Humans are rebuilding. Humans are back. Humans will protect peace. Suddenly Ekian activates emergency alert. A large pirate superfleet, believing Galaxy distracted by human judgment, launches attack on border colonies. Ships burn. Civilians scream. Council armies too far to respond. Galaxy panics, until humans move. Without hesitation. Without anger. Without revenge. Human armada breaks formation like lightning splitting sky. Engines roar in blue fire. Hyperspace rifts burst open. In seconds, 1/3 of human fleet disappears. At border colony under attack, families hide under rubble, expecting death. Then sky cracks open. Human warships arrive like angels forged from metal and storm. Pirate fleet fires first. Humans do not flinch. The first human ship, Soul's Memory, raises shields with one pulse, turning every pirate missile into dust. Orion Vale commands Strike Wing, voice steady and fearless. No mercy for those who prey on innocent worlds. Human warships sweep pirates aside like wind sweeping dried leaves. Precision strikes disable engines. EMP waves shut pirate weapons. Drones rescue civilians. Solon leads med teams under heavy fire, lifting wounded children, calming terrified parents. Pirates scream surrender within minutes. Colony watches in or as deathwelders protect them with tenderness sharper than any blade. Broadcast reaches Everhart. He breathes deeply, proud but sorrowful. This, he whispers, is who we must become. Humanity is no longer force of judgment. They are shield of Galaxy. And Galaxy sees it. Thousands of systems send alliance requests. Some send gifts. Some send apologies. Some send hope. Children draw pictures of human ships. Civilians light candles for Earth. Entire planets hold vigils for lost humans who never saw peace. Back on flagship, Everhart gathers officers. Orion, Mara, veteran captains, engineers, scientists. Everyone stands around him. Tired but alive, grieving but strong. Everhart speaks with emotion so raw officers straighten unconsciously. We are not extinct. We are not broken. And we are not alone. The Galaxy knows our pain. Now they will know our promise. He looks at hologram of Earth, dark sphere floating quietly in void. His voice cracks as he finishes, Earth died once, but humanity never will again. Officers place hands over heart. Orion whispers, for Earth. Mara adds softly, for every world we protect. Entire command deck whispers oath rising like heartbeat, we rise again. Human fleet spreads across stars, blue light radiating through emptiness, 500,000 warships moving like constellation reborn. Some ships head toward colonies needing aid. Some escort tribunal ships. Some begin scanning Galaxy for other hidden threats. But flagship turns toward Earth. Everhart steps close to viewport, watching distant shape of his dead home. Let's go home, he whispers. Engines ignite in bright silver flame. Fleet begins slow, solemn journey toward cradle of humanity. Not to reclaim it. Not to rebuild immediately. but to honor it. To stand above ashes and promise universe that Earth's final scream did not fade into darkness. It echoed. It awakened. It returned as storm. And now, as camera pans across endless stars reflecting on human hulls like tears of universe, narrator's voice closes part with line that sends chills through entire galaxy.